Hail comic book fans, and today we're talking about the Dead Lucky issue 6. This is a very pivotal moment in the entire series. A lot happens in this issue, and some of it I disagree with, and others I have like a sharp, short criticism of. One of them is how they open with this series. They open it with the first relationship BB was in, and when she was in this relationship with Eddie, which is not her mechanic. But how they write it and how it forms is like he's the girl and she's the dude, right? But he's like, I never know where you go. You do this, I don't know if you're alive or dead, stuff like that. They put him in this very feminine situation and put her in this more like dude-ish dominant situation within the relationship and how it ended. And it's very weird and it's out of place in this story, specifically out of place with the last few issues. And why they did that will come up later in this issue. And we finally get back to the main point, which is the war. They are still fighting and trying to defend themselves up against Marrow. And one thing I did like in this issue is that Shift and his forces simply left, and because they wasn't hired to do to continue this war. They was hired for a specific reason, and now the plan has changed because they was ambushed. And so he pretty much told her, you left an impression, you're cool, but see ya. And he took his forces, he took his men and his artillery and simply bounced. He jumped off like an issue, he fought, did his little thing, and he was out of there. And I for some reason, I liked that. And one thing, a positive that is in this issue is that the art really escalated to a fantastic point. They did a lot with Dead Lucky herself and the art and how they, did these panels and pages. For some reason, it just really grew specifically within this issue, and I really liked it. Whatever they're doing, this, style that they're doing, please continue to do so. You can tell between regular pages that's within this issue and when they really amp it up for the action or for expression of Dead Lucky herself. Another thing that I absolutely hated within this issue, it's not anything like outside going into this book, but it was the specific character of the reporter. First of all, he gets shot, right? And Dead Lucky is making it her responsibility to save him and make sure he doesn't die. And she's also trying to save the rest of the living of the Salvation Gang. She's trying to make sure they stay alive as well. And she's putting her life on the line to do so in these mechs. And one thing I absolutely hated in this issue is that they're in the middle of a war. This is life or death, and he has a camera on them, and they tell him multiple times not only to shut up, but to put the camera right because you are revealing their position. And as they're hiding in this warehouse, this guy continues to record, he continues to talk. Like, I would have been absolutely fine if they just threw him in the middle of a blast and he just got incinerated. I do not know why he was important enough to be that irritating within this issue. Like, I put the book down and I had to hold my head, but I feel like I was about to get a headache. That's how irritated I was with his specific character. And if that was the point of his character, they did an absolutely great job, because I want to rip that guy's absolute face off, like within the comic book. And as the battle's going on, it is obvious at this point that they're not going to win. It's obvious at this point that the forces are weakened. The only person that can still kind of fight is Dead Lucky herself. And she comes up with a plan, and I'll think a plan that not everybody saw coming. She was going to, go out swinging. But that's when Eddie, the mechanic, the, first boyfriend, he comes in with the mech that she's been using, since the first issue, and he figured out how to power it without her energy, and he sacrificed himself to take out the drone. That was really the big issue within this book, and he sacrifices himself, ramming right into it, destroying both the enemy drone and himself in the process. And for Dead Lucky, she, when she's really emotional, she hits like a alt, and that's exactly what happens, and it starts to mess with the machines around her. And again, I know that they were in a relationship of, close friends, but I feel like her emotional state is very confusing in this issue and within the entire series, especially when you've read up into this point. And Eddie ends up dying. He sacrifices himself, and that's how he dies. He dies sacrificing himself to save her and to saving the remaining of anybody that was left. And the most crazy thing about it is she can't see his spirit. Anybody that's around her, she can kind of see their spirit. She cannot see his, which is very interesting. And this is the part of the story which is the most I would say like mind-blowing, because Dead Lucky makes a deal with the head of Marrow, at least the CEO of Marrow, and we see this them having a meeting, and she becomes the leader and she becomes the head of the Marrow crime division. She makes a deal to where she implements herself within Marrow, and with doing what they say, pretty much with her having some leadership, and she officially announces herself as Dead Lucky. Her face is out there and everything, and I felt the issue should have ended right there. It should have ended with her announcing that she's the leader of Marrow's crime division, but this last page shows that she's going to destroy them from the inside out, which is an obvious, but I feel like in story writing and getting the readers to come back, that the story specifically should have ended with her being announced as the leader of Marrow. And that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like, share, and subscribe for more, and thank you for watching.